कृष्णदास विराट गोस्वामी की जय, श्री गोपाल की जय, श्री सनातन भद्रपुरा श्री जी गोपाल भद्रदास रघुनाथ गोस्वामी की जय, श्री श्री रामारायण रमनकार ईश्वर पार्षद वृंद की जय, नामाचार्य श्री हरिदास ठाकुर की जय। प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासरि गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपी गोवर्धन शिवनानंद श्री ब्रजमंडल की जय। श्री श्याम कुंद राधा कुंड बंध जून भक्त तुलसी देव की जय। हरे नाम संकीर्तन की जय, हरे कृष्ण महामंत्र की जय, अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय, समागत गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि बोल। Maybe some more on stage. वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरो वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणो रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनासहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपदां सहगणा ललिता श्रीविशाखान्विताश्च। ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। नमः विष्णुपादाय राधिकाय प्रियात्मने श्रीश्रीमद्भक्तिवेदान्त नारायणीति नामिने श्रीकृष्णलीलाकथने सुदाक्षम् औदर्यमाधुर्यगुणैश्चयुक्तं वरं वरेण्यं पुरुषं महन्तं नारायणं तं शिरसं नमामि। त्रिदन्दिनं भक्तशिरोमणिं च श्रीकृष्णपादाब्जतैकहृदि चैतन्यलीलामृतसारसारं नारायणं तं सततं प्रपद्ये। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनिति नामिने। नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे। नमो विष्णुपादाय गौरप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्री श्रीमद्भक्तिप्रज्ञान केशवोऽयति नामिने। अतिमर्त्यचरित्राय स्वश्रितानञ्च पालिने जीवदुःखे सदरकाय श्रीनाम प्रेमदायिने। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिसिद्धान्त सरस्वतीति नामिने। श्रीवर्षभारती देवी दयिताय कृपाब्धये कृष्णसम्बन्धविज्ञान दयिने प्रभवे नमः। माधुर्योज्ज्वलप्रेमभ्यो श्रीरूपानुगभक्ति
गोविन्दा श्री गौरकरुणाशक्ति विग्रहाय नमोस्तुते। नमस्ते गौरवाणी श्रीमूर्तये निरकारिणे रूपानुगविरोधाप सिद्धान्तध्वन्तहारिणे नमो गौरकिशोराय साक्षाद्वैराग्यमूर्तये विप्रलम्भरसम्मोहे पदम्बुजायते नमः। नमो भक्तिविनोदाय सच्चिदानन्दनामिने गौरशक्तिस्वरूपाय वरायते गौराविर्भावभूमेस्त्वं निर्दिष्टा सजनप्रिय वैष्णव सार्वभौम श्री जगन्नाथाय ते नमः। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानं पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। नमो महावदन्याय कृष्णप्रेमप्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्णचैतन्य नमते गौरत्विषे नमः। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिन्धो दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिकान्त राधाकान्त नमोस्तुते। जनगौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। जयतां सुरतोपङ्गोर्मम मन्दं मतिर्गति मत्सारवस्वत्पदाम्बोज राधामदनमोहनो दिव्यवृन्दारण्यकल्पद्रुमद श्रीमद्रत्नागारसिंहासनस्थो श्री श्रीराधा श्रीरघोविन्ददेव प्रेष्ठानिः सेव्यमानो स्मरामि। श्रीमद्रसरसारम्भे वंशीवततस्थितः कर्षन्मेनुस्वरैर्गोपी गोपीनाथ श्रीस्तुनः। वृन्दाय तुलसीदेव्यै प्रियाय केशवस्य च कृष्णभक्तिप्रदे देवी सत्यवत्यै नमो नमः। पञ्चतत्त्वात्मकं कृष्णं भक्तरूपस्वरूपकं भक्तावतारं भक्ताख्यं नमामि भक्तशक्तिकम्। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे।
Does anyone have a nice sweet pair of small turtles? Yeah, they're bad. Gurudek said that everyone should carry a set of turtles in their bag. That's why I asked. Good in the small. Thank you. जल्दी करो।
गुरुदेव कृपा बिंदु दिया करो ये दासी प्रेखायती गुरुदेव कृपा सकल सहारे बल दिया निज माने स्त्री हीन सकल सहारे कृपा बिंदु दिया देहोनाथ जथा जथो सकले समान तबे तो नाहिबो हरि नाम सुखे तबे अपराध गुरुदेव कृपा बिंदु दिया दास तृणपेक्षायति गुरुदेव कवे हेनो प्रेमा लोभियाये कृतार्थ होइबे नाथो कवे हेनो प्रेमा शक्ति बुद्धि আমি অতি দীন শক্তি বুদ্ধি
Ramchandra Prabhu. Ramchandra Prabhu. Can you move the garland off of Prabhupada's face just a little bit? What about yes, great. It's great. Thakura Vaishnava Pada.
Thakur Vaishnava Pada.
Thakura Vaishnava Pada. Page 38.
Page 38. Thakur Vaishnava Pada Avanira Sampara Thakur Vaishnava Pada Avanira Sampara Ashuna bhai hoya ek Samana যাতে হয় বাঞ্ছিত পূরণ, যাতে হয় বাঞ্ছিত পূরণ। বৈষ্ণব সংগীতে মন আনন্দিত বৈষ্ণব সংগীতে মন সদা হয় কৃষ্ণ পর সঙ্গ, সদা হয় কৃষ্ণ দীন নরোত্তম কাঁদে, হিয়া ধৈর্য নাহি পালে, দীন নরোত্তম দীন নরোত্তম কাঁদে, হিয়া ধৈর্য নাহি পালে, দীন নরোত্তম মোর দশা কেন হইল পাগল, মোর দশা দীন নরোত্তম কাঁদে, হিয়া ধৈর্য নাহি পালে, দীন নরোত্তম কাঁদে, মোর দশা কেন হইল পাগল, মোর দশা কেন হইল পাগল। মোর ঠাকুর বৈষ্ণব পর অবনী हेनो प्रभु कोथा गेला प्रभु पाद हाकू हेनो प्रभु कोथा हेनो प्रभु कोथा गेला प्रभु पाद हाकू हेनो प्रभु अजय प्रभु पाद अजय प्रभु पाद प्रभु पाद जय प्रभु पाद अजय प्रभु पाद अजय प्रभु पाद प्रभु पाद जय प्रभु पाद
So we're going to sing Gauranga Balite Have in the pathetic tune that our Srila Prabhupada would sing all together. Gauranga Balite Have Pulakashari Hari Hari Bolite Yare Babeni Arpavenitaya Vika Karuna Harive Samsaro Vashana Akave Vishayo Chariya Kave Shudha Have Mana Kave Hava Hera Shri Vrindavan Rupara जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी जय राधा जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी यशोदानन्दनं व्रजनरञ्जनं यशोदानन्दनं Radha Madhava Kriyatino Mahamahotsav ki jai, Gaura Bhakta Vrinda ki jai, Nitai Gaura Premanande Hari Hari. Does anyone know how to turn on these big speakers? Mike Wala.
It's very complicated.
Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam. Before we begin, I would like to request all of the senior Vaishnavas, the Gaudiya Vaishnava Sannyasis, and the senior disciples of Srila Prabhupada to please come forward and take their seat on the stage or be ready to speak. Thank you, Lord. Hare Krishna. All the sannyasis who don't need a chair, please come forward and sit on the stage. Would anyone else like to come and sit on stage? So I have been placed in the seva of being the MC, a very dangerous seva because especially on days like today, the day of our spiritual masters, so many senior Vaishnavas, sannyasis, advanced Vaishnavas will be requested to speak, but I have the unfortunate duty of using the kartals or the wampers or the gong to stop my seniors from speaking. And because of this, I'm asking in advance for forgiveness for this very horrible seva that I must do to stop you from glorifying Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada within a reasonable time. Srila Bhaktivedanta Padmanabha Maharaj ki jai. Welcome. Gurave Gaurachandraya Radhikaya Tadade Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya Dharmastaya Namo Namah Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnana Shalakaya Chakshurviditam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah Namah Vishnupadaya Radhikaya Priyatmane Shri Srimad Bhaktivedanta Narayana Namine Namah Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravan Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Namam Vishnupadaya Gaurapreshthaya Bhutale Shri Srimad Bhakti Pragyana Keshavaditi Namine Namam Vishnupadaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Namine Vancha kalpaturubhyascha kripa sindhubhyaeva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namah Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Mukam karoti vachalam pangum langayate girim Yatrapadamaham Vande Shri Gurum Dinakarinam. First of all, I offer my Dandavat Pranam thousands of times in the dust of the lotus feet of my beloved Srila Gurudev, Nitya Nilabha Krishna Om Vishnupad, Ashto Narashakta Shri Srimad Bhaktivedanta Narayana Goswami Maharaj. And the same thousands of Dandavat Pranam in the dust of the lotus feet of Nitya Nilabha Krishna Om Vishnupad, Ashto Narashakta Shri Srimad Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj, Srila Prabhupada, whose auspicious Tilabha Mahamahotsava we are observing today, and to all of our Rupanuga Gaudiya Guru Varga, to all Vaishnavas, Vaishnavis, headed by our Gaudiya Sannyasigan, I'm offering my Dandavat Pranam. So today, as you all know, we have come together for the purpose of remembering, speaking about, and glorifying the most illustrious, amazing personality, without whom, without doubt, not one of us would be sitting in this location today, because this temple would not be here without His mercy. We are observing the transcendental disappearance anniversary of Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj Srila Prabhupada. Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj Prabhupada Ki Jai. So as I told you, I have been granted the seva of being the MC, so please forgive me in advance. I see that there are many senior Vaishnavas here, many disciples of Srila Prabhupada, many of those who have been serving his mission for more than 20, 30 or 40 years, who have dedicated their lives in his service and who have been inspired by his selfless and dedicated service to his Gurudev, to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and to Sri Harinam Prabhu. And so, I'm not going to speak for long, but I would like to, at this point, because Aarti will be maybe at 12:30, we don't have very long, so I'm going to start with 10 minutes. At 10 minutes, I will give one warning, that is one ching of the kartals. At 11 minutes, I will give two ching of the kartals. At 13 minutes, I will give 10 bangs with the gong and the jampa, the wampers. So please forgive me for that. Because there are many senior Vaishnavas, many devotees who would like to glorify him. I remember one year, our Srila Gurudev demanded that Mula Prakriti Didi would arrange that every single disciple of Srila Prabhupada would be able to speak. And really, for 3 days, each devotee got only 5 minutes. But it was organized and regulated, and Srila Gurudev was very pleased by this. So remembering the organizational expertise of our Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada and the organizational expertise of our Srila Gurudev, please try to stay within the time limit. And also, I'm begging and requesting all of you, please try to stay on topic. Today we are remembering the glories of Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. Our Srila Gurudev, he said if there's time afterward for speaking about things like toy guns and kachoris, we can speak about that. But we should speak about his speciality, his glory, his service to his Gurudev, his dedication, how he impacted the world, his teachings, his practice. So trying to remember the glories of this great personality, staying on topic, and sharing also how he has impacted us and inspired us in bhakti, then we can glorify him. And also remember, our Srila Gurudev said that any Vaishnava should be glorified in terms of their service to their Gurudev. So, without further ado, I cannot see properly. Oh, I would like to call on, is Vrindavan Vilasini Didi here? I saw her a minute ago.
She's here.
Maybe Pujapa Padmanabha Maharaj, you can give me an indication who should speak first.
Padmanabha Maharaj.
Since she's not here right now, can you please come forward and speak first?
How much time?
I'm starting with 10 minutes. We will also have another session this evening for those who would like to speak more. Oh, by the way, the 10 minutes includes Mangalachana. So, just letting you know. There will be. No, there's a fleet because there's Maharaj there, and so many others. Prabhuji, Arjuna Prabhu there from Rosenheim, Charu Chandra Mahini. so many Maharaj there, Gopi Janabala, but some are hiding in the back, they don't want to speak first. Shroji Maharaj was here, he just...
Om Ajnana-Timirandasya Jnanam-Janashalakaya Chakshur-Unmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Mukam Karoti Vachara Bhakam Langayate Giri Yad Kripa Tamaham Badle Shri Guru Dinatara Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Pristaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swamin Iti Namane Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharane Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Desatani Gurvakyam Shirshi Dharyam Shaktya-vesha Swarupane Hare Krishneti Mantrena Paschatya Prachya Dharane Vishvacharya Prabarjaya Divya Karunya Murtaye Shri Bhagavata Madhurya Gita Jnana Pradayane Gaura Shri Rupa Siddhanta Saraswati Nishedane Radha Krishna Padam Bhoja Bringaya Gurave Namaha Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Bhavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Gurave Gaurachandraya Radhikaya Tadalaya Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya Tadabhaktaya Namo Namaha Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivas Adi Gaur Bhakta-vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Now everyone in this room all together Hare Krishna, loudly. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. That was not loud enough. Please, everyone, Hare Krishna, follow. Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama. Srila Prabhupada, Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj, Srila Prabhupada ki Nityananda Shakti Avesha Avatar, Srila Prabhupada ki the Transcendental Acharya who saved the whole world with Krishna Nam, Srila Prabhupada ki
Haribol.
Oh, we should not be a speaker there. Why is there a speaker? You have a amplifier there? No, you cannot have an amplifier while we're speaking. No way. Not possible. So I'm very, very happy to the core of my heart and feeling very low and fallen, but also honored to be in the presence of so many of my very worshipable senior God brothers and God sisters, fellow disciples of my Srila Prabhupada, but also to be in the presence of many other senior Vaishnavas, extremely senior, who came to the Krishna consciousness movement just after Srila Prabhupada left this world. So I'm very honored to have the opportunity to remember Srila Prabhupada with you all. Well, there was so much that I had planned to say, but in 10 minutes, less than 10 minutes, is not possible to tell. But what I want to express is that this personality, everyone should tune in very closely right now. Don't look here and there. Don't be preoccupied with something else. Listen with both of your ears and your heart. Because I want to tell who Srila Prabhupada is. All throughout the world now, Srila Prabhupada is being glorified. On this day, everywhere. East, west, south, north. I told this morning in our class that there's practically no one in the line of all of our acharyas who has been so much quantity-wise as well as quality-wise glorified as on this day. Millions upon millions of people. But who did this? One very elderly, great, pure Vaishnava who went on a ship across the ocean to give this message of Krishna Bhakti to everyone. That personality is the personality who actually saved the entire world. When you say, my Savior, I was brought up in Christianity and so forth. My Savior, like this. But I realized who Srila Prabhupada is when I was 18 years old. And I understood he's far greater than the personality who came 2,000 years ago, who many people regard as their Savior. But actually he's the real Savior because he came to save the world with what? The message of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. No other such message has ever appeared in this world before. In this day of Brahma, how do we know that? Because Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, Swarup Damodar Goswami, they proclaim this fact. Anarpita chirin chirat karunaya vatirna kalo samarpaitu unatotvala rasam swabhakti shriyam hari purata sundara tyuti kadamba sandipita sada hridaya kandare spuratu vasachi nandanaha. How rare? 8.6 billion years since this message was given. And this is the divine personality who was chosen by the Supreme Lord to descend into this world exactly at that time. When it was now time to bring it across the oceans, to bring this message to the whole world, it had been captured in India for centuries and centuries. And yugas. But now, it's the treasure chest has been unlocked by this personality to give this knowledge of Krishna, of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, of all of his associates and acharyas, to give this whole message to the entire world. So Srila Prabhupada is that personality. There will never be any other claim that someone else can make. Sorry, if you think that you want to take that position, you'll never achieve it. Because the whole world now knows who he is, what he did, what he came to give. And the whole world is benefiting from that, whether they are aware of it or not. I mean, in the very early period, when I joined the temple in 1970, August 3rd, 1970, Srila Prabhupada had only been in America for 5 years, but the first year, he was just trying to somehow or other get it started. And then the miracle of how he actually started it how some jivas woke up in their hearts and they understood, I have to help this great personality. And then they rented a storefront, which, by the way, had a very appropriate name in the storefront window, because it was a gift shop. So the previous owner of that business called it Matchless Gifts. Can you believe that? Matchless Gifts. That means there is no gift that can match this gift. And that was what is on the window. And what about the ship that he came across the ocean on? Jala Dutta means messenger on the water. This personality was carrying the greatest message that ever has and ever will be carried across the ocean. Of course, there was some attempt to do this in the 1930s while Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati. But this personality came completely alone. And on his on the ship, he had heart attacks. You've heard that. He wrote a poem to Krishna. I read that this morning. And then at Boston Harbor, 24 hours before he actually got off the ship, he wrote the final poem. And he had gone ashore. He had gone ashore at that time in a car with the captain of the ship. And now for the first time he is seeing the population that lives here, thousands of miles away from India. Then he came back to the ship and he wrote his prayer to Krishna. And he mentioned there, oh my Lord, I don't know why you have brought me here. But I know that you have something very important that you want to accomplish. I can see that the whole population here is covered by passion and ignorance. I don't know how they will be able to understand your message. But you have told in Srimad Bhagavatam, Shrinvatam Svakata Krishna. If you know this verse, say it with me. Shrinvatam Svakata Krishna, Punya Shravana Kirtana, Pridyantak Stohya Bhadrani, Vidunoti Subhitsatam, Nashta Prayeshu Abhadreshu, Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya, Bhagavati Uttama Shloke, Bhaktir Bhavati Naistiki. That's what will happen if someone hears this message. He wrote that in his poem, all 5 shlokas. So, the message has been delivered. The Srimad Bhagavatam has been delivered. Srila Prabhupada did a miracle by bringing the first canto of Srimad Bhagavatam from India and starting from scratch with his Srimad Bhagavatam. And then gradually over time, as his movement began to grow, his disciples became inspired. Why? Because they're hearing from a pure devotee. That's why. No one else could have done that. No one else could have done that. No one even tried to do it. He went to the lowest places in New York City. And he inspired all these hippies and former beatniks and people that were on the outer edge of society. And they began to understand, wow, Swamiji really has some amazing message to give. And they began to take to this, they began to practice, they began to chant the holy names. They were hearing every day Srila Prabhupada chanting. And then what happened? When they came for prasadam, breakfast, lunch, evening, Srila Prabhupada was the cook. Srila Prabhupada is the one who came and served it to them personally on their plates. Srila Prabhupada is the one that took them to take more Krishna prasadam. So by Krishna prasadam, by Krishna Nam, by hearing the pure devotee, by hearing his Krishna Katha, they became purified quite quickly. Even they didn't really know what was happening to them. But they were the first ones. And then Prabhupada inspired them, try to start a temple. Try to start a temple. Then they went to San Francisco, they started a temple. They brought Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada attended this incredible concert that they arranged there amongst the hippies. That was the summer of 67, just before, the summer of 67. And they brought Srila Prabhupada. And Srila Prabhupada completely, his mercy just exploded in that room. And everyone was so inspired. All these rock groups and musicians, they're all up on stage. Prabhupada's chanting. Allen Ginsberg is there. He introduced him. And Srila Prabhupada completely overwhelmed everyone there. I know because Govinda Dasi, my god sister, she wrote her book. And in her book, that day she could not go. For some reason, she wasn't feeling well. So she couldn't go to that incredible concert of Srila Prabhupada's. But then what happened? Her husband went. And when he came back, he says, "Oh, you don't know what you missed." So this is the adventure. This is the eternal adventure of the pure devotees descending into this world to give Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's message to all the jivas, all the jivas. And that is what we have been so fortunate in our life to be a part of and to try to embrace in our life. We've got a long way to go. This is not a short path that just takes a few days, a few weeks, even a few years. A few lifetimes it will take. But we're very close now because we've met the pure devotees. Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj, Prabhupada, Srila Bhakti Rakshak Sridhar Goswami Maharaj, Srila Bhaktivedanta Narayan Goswami Maharaj, Srila Vaman Goswami Maharaj, all these great personalities, Bhakti Pramod Puri Maharaj, we've met them in our life. They've affected us very deeply. So now, whatever time we have left, Gurudev said to us, use that time to fully surrender. Not just a little bit externally, no. Now it's time for full surrender. And if you do that, you try to do that with your whole heart and soul, what will happen to you? You can't imagine what Krishna will arrange in your next life. He will give you very high birth, high Vaishnava family. He will even give you, he will gift it to your heart that you can receive the samskaras. He's going to give that as a gift, even though we're so lacking now. But he'll give that as a gift so that in that life, Gurudev said, you can achieve the stage of bhakti. So this is our journey. It all started with this divine personality. If he had not come, none of us would know this. So this is the mercy of Krishna's pure devotee. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Thank you, Bhaktivedanta Maharaj Ji. Very beautiful and powerful glorification of Srila Prabhupada. Next, I would like to call forward Vrindavan Vilasini Devi Dasi, please. We need to bring her chair forward. Please grab her chair.
Sri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapita Nirvana Swayam Rakaya Ramaya Namo Mahavajana Krishna Prema Pradhanase Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namah Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama First of all, I'd like to offer my heartfelt, yes, excuse me, I'm actually not feeling very well, but I'll try my best to speak loud. First of all, I'd like to offer my heartfelt perspective from Lotus feet of my beloved Harinam Diksha Guru, my mother, my father, my Pranadad, my everything. The one who saved me from the lowest of the Lord. I was definitely one of those worms and stools, one of those wild animals that Prabhupada captured. So mercifully. Second of all, I'd like to offer my heart comes Anjali to the lotus feet of my Bhajan Shiksha Guru, Srila Bhaktivedanta Narayan Goswami Maharaj, my big brother. And it has helped me so much in my statement to Srila Prabhupada. He has definitely proved himself a proper Shiksha Guru. He has never tried to take me away from Srila Prabhupada, who is the center of my life. And then to Srila Bhaktivedanta Goswami Maharaj, and to our entire Rupanuga Guru Varga, Swami Damodar, Nityananda, all the Guru Tattva, Satyananda, Gaurhari, Radha Gopinath, Judy, each other. So, Srila Prabhupada, who is he? We heard from Vinod Maharaj, who was what he actually did. But who is he? How could he do that? How is it that he had the qualification, he had the capacity? If I was asked to do that, I don't think I would be able to do that. I don't think there's probably anyone in this room who would do that. So what gave Prabhupada the qualification and the ability to do that? It's because who he is. Who is he naturally? He didn't have to go to school to learn it. He didn't have to take yoga courses, or practice mystic yoga. He didn't have to do any of that. He naturally was coming from Braja Vrindavan, from the lotus feet of Radha Gopinath, as one of in the group of Sri Rupa Manjari. He's naturally empowered with full strength. He's so strong that even Krishna has to come and beg at his feet to be able to see Srimati Radharani. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur said that Krishna is the property of the maidservant for Srimati Radharani. I mean, I've said this so many times. The truth is the truth. When we chant Hare Krishna, we say it over and over again. Srila Prabhupada is one of the strongest and most amazing personalities that we can even imagine, because he's assisting Srila Rupa Goswami in his mission to establish the heartfelt love of Mahaprabhu here in this world. So he didn't just bring it, he was Braj Prem of the highest level of the kinkaries of Srimati Radharani. He was that. And it's amazing because when we met Srila Prabhupada externally, because anyone can meet Srila Prabhupada through their ears, no problem. You can. Even now, Prabhupada's well and alive. He is certainly not dead. Srila Prabhupada is for everyone for all time, just like our whole Rupanuga Guru Varga. But when he was in his manifest pastime, it was extraordinary to meet Srila Prabhupada. He was just emanating something that we had never experienced before. It's what we were hankering for. I was a hippie, but there were so many personalities. There were scholars, there were doctors, housewives. Everyone who met Srila Prabhupada immediately attracted to Srila Prabhupada, because we were all looking for that love and affection. That kind of pure, topmost love and affection that resides in the hearts of the maidservants of Srimati Radharani. You cannot get any love which is more pure. They're completely selfless, 100% selfless. They give up even the desire to be with Krishna themselves. They simply want Krishna's happiness. So they know that Srimati Radharani makes Krishna the most happy. So they serve Srimati Radharani and they bring Srimati Radharani to Krishna. This is so selfless, giving up their own pleasure, everything, only to make Krishna happy. So what strength and what attraction. There is nothing like the love, the praying, this Braj praying. Gurudev called it Braj Bhakti Rasasar, the essence of Braj Bhakti Ras. This love and affection is in the heart of Sri Rupa Goswami and the whole Rupanuga Guru Varga. This is what Prabhupada had. He had that love and affection, and it was completely irresistible. Just like when Krishna plays his flute, no one can resist. Everyone comes running. Everyone forgets everything and they come running. So when Prabhupada played his flute in the form of chanting Hare Krishna, everyone came running. You can see in Tompkins Square Park. You know, Prabhupada started chanting, and all of a sudden everyone was coming up. He said, I saw the words coming out of the school instead of going back into school. They were coming. Everyone was coming to Srila Prabhupada. And he didn't use a fancy tune. He didn't use a lot of fancy instruments. No. He simply chanted with pure praying from Braj. And that, there's nothing more attractive than Braj praying. Especially the Braj praying of the topmost containers of praying, which are the gopis, Srimati Radharani and her main servants. This is, and it's so attractive. Because it's like the main servants, they're always calling, please come, come, come. You know, here, serve. They're always wanting to bring everyone to the Jugal Kishore and train them, help them learn how to serve Jugal Kishore. There's no, you can't come. No, you can come. Oh, you may not be quite qualified, so we'll make you qualified. We'll help you become qualified, like this. And this is what Prabhupada brought with him. You couldn't find more unqualified personalities than us hippies. We were running around in the jungle without any clothes on. I mean, we were just animals. You know, I mean, really, it's ridiculous. And Prabhupada didn't see any of that. He saw us as a spirit soul. This is the basic, and this was his mantra. You're not this body, you're a spirit soul. Chapter 2 of Bhagavad Gita will tell you what a spirit soul is. It can't be hurt, it can't be this, it's eternal, full of bliss and knowledge. This is who you are, and I see that in you. When Prabhupada would look at us, it was so amazing. We would see that he wasn't seeing who we thought was us. I was understanding he wasn't seeing me as an American woman, hippie. No, he was seeing me, the soul. And he was saying, come, I want to take you back to where you really belong. I want to help you become qualified for the highest love and affection, for the highest bliss. You could feel that in Prabhupada. It was unbelievable. And even now you can feel that. In him and in our entire Rupanuga Guru Bond. This is the power. And so with Prabhupada, he boarded the Jaladuta, right? And he appeared to be by himself, but of course he's never alone. But anyhow, this was his leela to make it more, to make us understand more what we need. Because he would say impossible is a word in a fool's dictionary. So he proved it. He proved it impossible because he proved that you can do the impossible. He proved it. So, there was a point I was going to make, I forgot. Oh, I know. It's when he boarded the ship and he comes to America. And America's completely ignorant. The lowest of the low. Ignorance, a little bit of passion if you're lucky. I don't even think there was any mode of ignorance. And it's even lower than the mode of ignorance. It's just low. And it looked like there was nothing. But what did Prabhupada see? He saw spirit souls. He saw all the souls. So he saw, oh, this is a wonderful place. Look at all these spirit souls. You know? We just have to somehow chant Hare Krishna, Anartha Vritti, get rid of the Anarthas, and back home, back to Godhead. And he was so potent. Prabhupada was so potent that it would probably take us a few lifetimes. But it can be in one lifetime. It's this lifetime, and he made us feel that. It just depends on us and on him. If we want it enough, if we really want that and nothing else, we're willing to give up everything for Prabhupada, and just engage wholeheartedly in his service, then we may go back home, back to Godhead in this life. He wrote me a letter. He only wrote me one letter. Because by the time I joined, there was a sannyas circle around him. We weren't allowed to see him, talk to him. I only wrote him one letter because they said, don't write the letter even, don't bother him. So, okay. But I wrote him one letter. And in that letter, it was very short. I was just a new devotee. And he said a few things. And then he said, I'm very happy to hear that you're distributing my books, especially Krishna books. But he didn't really talk about that. He said, you're a very sincere girl. Just continue to engage wholeheartedly in Christian service. And there is no doubt that you may go back home, back to Godhead in this life. That's probably because he has the power. Sanatana Goswami talked about this in his Brihad Bhagavatamrita. The power of Mahat Sangha. If you have that kind of Mahat Sangha, even they can look at you. They can just put their hand on your head. So what is it for us? What did Prabhupada teach us? He taught us Guru Seva. Serve the Guru. And if you make the Guru happy, all he has to do is go like that. You may not have even an Arjuna Vritti. You may not have Vishnu. You may not, or you may. But if he's happy, he can just, he can do that. That's just like Gopi Kumar in Brihad Bhagavatamrita. So we should have that kind of faith. That's who Srila Prabhupada is, and he can get the topmost. But we have to please him. We have to make him want to give it. And we also have to just surrender to, even though we may want it, and he may want to give it, maybe Krishna wants something else. And we may have to do something else for Krishna. You know, we may have to stay here, just like Hanuman had to stay after Ram left. Who was it? Was it Vidura? One of them had to stay after Krishna left. Maybe it was Uddhava. Was it Uddhava? I can't remember. One of them both had to stay after Krishna left. You know, so this is becoming selfless. Someone like Prabhupada, look, he's here. He came in Kali Yuga. Not when Krishna was here. Of course, he was also here when Krishna was here. But as Prabhupada, he came in the lowest of the lowest time. And he picked up the most fallen. And he made us into, from hippies to happy. Why? Because he gave us Krishna consciousness. He gave us Braj Prem. He was that. Okay. There's more to say, but there's more speakers. They can say it. Jai Srila Prabhupada. Hari Hari.
Chair there.
Oh, good.
No, she's got a chair there.
Yeah, you need that chair.
Thank you, Vrindavan Vilasniki, for sharing your remembrances and glorifications to Prabhupada. Next, I would like to call on Bhaktivedanta Shroti Maharaj. Oh, Gopi Janamala Prabhu, are you ready? He's not feeling well, sir.
Vishnu Vidaya Krishna Prasthaya Srimati Bhaktivedanta Swami Nityananda Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Chalani Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pasita Vanchakapati Visha Vivasangi Vijay Patikana Kamini Vijay. I'd like to offer my humble obeisances to my Harinam Diksha Guru, Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj, because he was so liberal, open to all the living entities, anywhere and everywhere at any particular time. So I think that these pastimes are sequential and they are predestined, and the qualifications for preaching or distributing Krishna are given to not only the Guru Parampara, but also each individual person. It's also a manifestation of the association of higher Vaishnavas, intermediate Vaishnavas, and lower Vaishnavas. Not only that, of all living entities, their species, they all have certain qualities. So I think Prabhupada's real glories, of course, Gurudev said, Prabhupada has unlimited glories, but he said his real glory was that he was a maidservant of Srimati Radharani, which Vrindavan Vilasini just expressed so wonderfully. But Prabhupada really didn't exhibit that so much because he had a certain duty to perform given by Mahaprabhu to Bhakti Siddhanta, his eternal spiritual master, and he fulfilled that to the maximum. He predicted that he would go all over the world and deliver the whole world, and he would do amazing things. So I think his most, for me, just meeting the devotees on the street in America on Sunset Boulevard, what I saw in the beginning without any previous connection with Krishna consciousness, yoga or meditation or anything, was that these people, when I saw them, they had a lightheartedness, a kind of equality for the whole environment, which is necessary to spread the mood of love of Godhead. It's a non-sectarian thing. Prabhupada used to say this Krishna consciousness movement is non-sectarian. When they asked him, what is your Hindu religion? Prabhupada said, I'm not Hindu religion. He said, I'm beyond that. Our Sanatana Dharma is beyond that. Vaishnavism is beyond that. Our eternal relationship is beyond that with Krishna. So Prabhupada exhibited such a mood of non-racial, non-sectarian. Because he's from India at that time, the caste system is very prominent, and many people are, there are so many different groups and so much individual racism and sectarianism all over. But Prabhupada, coming from India, because he was empowered specifically with this move to spread Krishna consciousness all over the world, it was necessary for every person who came in contact with this Krishna consciousness movement, in order for it to be spread to every town and village, that they have this particular mood of non-sectarianism. Otherwise, how will it spread? No one will feel or see any love or connection or harmony between each other. So Prabhupada not only had that, but he injected it in all his disciples through his speech. When he gave initiation, his moods were there. His non-sectarian attitude was there. His non-racial attitude was there. His love for all living entities was there in his mood. And I remember particularly seeing this in Prabhupada when I met him. I saw it first in the devotees, and I was so impressed with that attitude and that mood. But then when I met Srila Prabhupada, I actually realized, I actually saw it. He didn't see me as some insignificant person. He saw everyone as very significant, as eternal servants of Krishna. And in ISKCON, when we first joined ISKCON, what was the real focus point that we were first trained in? Is that we're Jiva Swarupa into Krishna God. We're eternal servants of Krishna. Not only humans, but all living entities. So therefore, Prabhupada gave us this like a himsa mood for all living entities, because at that time there was so much cow slaughter, so much killing of living entities, and this and that. So in order to unite the whole world, all the different religions, all the different persons from different parts of the world, this mood of non-sectarianism had to be first, this is my opinion, had to be first injected into his disciples, because he was the one that was going to spread it all over the world. So because that was there in his speech, in his mood, everyone that was in connection with Prabhupada, all his disciples, they adopted that mood. It wasn't like it was something they developed themselves. It was something that Prabhupada had empowered them with. So we're all empowered with as much as we can, as according to our surrender and our adhikar to distribute Krishna consciousness to all living entities. Even now today, that particular association with Prabhupada is so embedded within my heart and all of his disciples' hearts that it's carrying to all the other people that come after him. So we're so much indebted to Srila Prabhupada for giving us this mercy. Of course, it's given in other ages and other personalities in the Guru Parampara. But I think the world movement that he created was a special blessing on him to gather all the living entities on the planet. Otherwise, I don't think it would have been possible. And today we see it's affected everyone on a grand scale. So I'd like to thank everyone here for blessing me, if possible, with the mercy. And we should all try harder to exhibit this mood of accepting, not just mentally, but physically, everything. We're not man, we're not woman, we're not this, we're not that. So if we can learn to do that, we'll actually evolve very quickly onto the platform of Krishna consciousness. So thank you very much for all glory to Krishna.
Thank you, Gopijana Prabhu, for sharing and giving this beautiful inspiration. Next, I would like to call on Pujapad Bhaktivedanta Shroti Maharaj to come forward and offer you Pushpanjali in the lotus feet of Srila Prabhupada. He's shaking because he's he's the twin last babies of our Srila Prabhupada. You and Shashikala both received initiation.
Oh yeah, 3 days ago was the anniversary of our initiation with Shashikala.
Yeah.
We were the last disciple of Srila Prabhupada.
Yeah.
Because it took 2-3 days before he left this world. On
Govardhan Puja Day.
3 days ago.
Wow. Happy birthday.
And she was called the first one. And I was called the last one.
Oh, then she should go first.
Yeah.
No.
No. She should go. She's very advanced. I cannot deny that.
Now I have to tell. Next time we'll do that.
Even now to speak, I have to get her mercy.
Jay.
Okay, anyway. Where am I?
Nama Om Vishnu Padaya.
Srimati Bhaktivedanta Swami Nityananda Saraswati Devi Gopalani Kacharne Yevishesha Sunyavadi Pasakadesha Vanchagartha Taro Yashati Pasandu Devacha Atitanam Kavane Yo Vishnu Yo Namo Ajanu Ramita Bujo Kanakavara Santu Kanaka Taro Kambaro Dishavaro Udaravara Sandev Tavevasmi Madhyam Jayalina Jaya Radhikam Jai Shri Prabhupada Swami Maharaj So, you have heard very deep explanation who is the real personality of Srila Prabhupada by his real disciples. We are, myself, a little, maybe the last one who knows. But in French, I will not say, but the last ones are special consideration. In my country. I don't know your country. So anyway, Srila Prabhupada has been in my life even before I was a devotee. But I realized it when I became a devotee. He was already there, guiding our steps, our words, our mind. He prepared us to come to His lotus feet. He prepared us. And we now realize it. And we realize so much about that when we came into His presence, it was even more deep. 3 days after I joined Paris Temple, He came in a dream to me and He put His lotus feet on my head. I'm not lying. Don't worry, I'm never lying. I'm sitting, I'm not lying. So He put His lotus feet on my head. And I thought, why only one? Because the bliss came hurt to my thigh and I felt there's nothing there. So I asked Prabhupada, I don't know why I was talking about these things. Prabhupada said, please, you put your second foot on my head. And he did it. And the bliss came down to my toes. That was His mercy. And from that day on, I distribute books like nobody else. I didn't have to do any efforts to distribute books. Prabhupada distributed the books to me. And then one day, my temple president, ISKCON, said, oh, you are not serving the deities anymore. You are completely independent. And then I said, what can I do? I think what I'm doing now, following Srila Narayana Maharaj, is the best for me. Then he said, oh, you know, we have the result of your last marathon for Srila Prabhupada that we won in France. We have the result. 20 years after, I read the result. And Prabhupada was listening, how we distribute books, Tamal Krishna was explaining everything. And then at the end he said, we don't want liberation. We want to be with pure devotees, follow the footsteps of the Goswamis. I said, just see. What Prabhupada is telling now, it is just what I am doing. I'm traveling with Srila Narayana Maharaj. What's wrong with that? He was silent. Couldn't say anything more. So now I realize, little after that, so all getting how Prabhupada was all the way through in my life. I see he's also in everyone's life. Because how much we owe to Prabhupada, we cannot calculate it with the biggest computer. In this world, you cannot calculate how much mercy Prabhupada gave. What we are doing now, what I am seeing, I see only Prabhupada's mercy. I see Prabhupada's mercy is reflected in the heart of everybody. He is full in the eyes of everybody. He has shown us everything we know. He has shown us everything we know. Even after He left this world, He's still showing. And there is no limit to what He is giving. No limit. He has given such a thing what He was there. When He left, He gave us Gurudev. He said, oh, please you take care of my disciples. And He did it. And disciples took care of us on the order of Srila Prabhupada. And what is going to happen in the future is none less than what happened in the past and now. The same thing is happening. If we are a little aware of what Prabhupada has done to the world, we will be jubilating day after day, life after life. I think life after life we will pray to get the remembrance of what Prabhupada did in the beginning, in the middle, and at the end. Prabhupada is here now, next world, next day, next life. What we have now, sitting here because of Prabhupada. We are sitting here all together because of Srila Prabhupada. Yeah? All the mics becoming purified because of Srila Prabhupada. You see colors which you have never seen before. Mercy of Prabhupada. You are drinking Himalayan water. Where can you find Himalaya water in America? No possible. Am I wrong? No. You see, and Prabhupada has touched our heart in such a way that if you look inside, you will never come out. There are so many stories there. so many archives, so many books. Prabhupada's books, they said 10,000 years in the future. I say eternity in the future. Prabhupada's book, eternity in the future. Huh? If you buy Prabhupada's book now and you read, what you read now, what you read tomorrow, what you read next time, it will be all different. It will increase your faith in what Prabhupada came to give. It will increase the faith. Huh?
Ever fresh.
Ever fresh. Yes. Who said that?
You just did.
Okay.
You just said it. I said it and then you said it.
Okay, yeah. Now I lost my... So everything is ever fresh. That means it's in the present.
Yes.
In the present, whatever Prabhupada has spoken, which is engraved in eternal present. And if you forget the past, if you sacrifice the future, and if you go in the present, you will see everything. You will see Prabhupada in 2nd Avenue, which is the name, the real name is that?
26 2nd Avenue,
Yes.
Matchless Gifts?
You will see that. Have you been there?
Yes.
Have you been? Who has not been there? You no need. Close your eyes. It will manifest. Today is a day where everything, Prabhupada's mercy is going to manifest in everybody. Everyone will have mercy of Prabhupada today. Just ask for it. Eh? You want? What? She wants. Sincerity is invincible. If you are sincere, you get everything. What Prabhupada has not given. He has given himself, which means everything. When Prabhupada gives himself, means he gives Prabhupada. He gives Krishna at the same time. No difference. One time I saw one Prabhupada disciple. I said, you know, I remember somebody said that Prabhupada was the Supreme Personality of Godhead in Lord Gaza. He said it was me. I said, what? He said, yes, he was Supreme Personality of Godhead. I said, what? Prabhupada became very angry when he said that.
Yeah.
You may have said he is the Supreme Personality of Servitor Godhead.
Yes.
There's no Servitor Godhead like Srila Prabhupada. And you know what? Prabhupada knew when he would leave that we will need more degrees to achieve more levels. And he gave Srila Gurudev. And how Gurudev glorified Srila Prabhupada? You know, Bihari Lal, he had a grocery shop in front of his corner. He was a little boy. He told me, I saw Srila Prabhupada taking the hand of Srila Gurudev and taking him into the Krishna Mandir to show him this mandir that he was building. And that Bihari Lal is still alive. He told me, nobody knows the glories of Gurudev and Prabhupada friendship together. They don't know. They don't know how Prabhupada and Gurudev were so intimate related. Prabhupada said to Gurudev, we are eternal friends, therefore we cannot forget each other. So we should be like nuclear bombs, ready to take all the power that Srila Prabhupada has brought to this world. And as he was doing, you know, one person told Prabhupada in New York, how many disciples you have? Prabhupada said, I have millions. He didn't have one disciple yet. I have millions. Prabhupada's words never lie. He got millions of disciples. And it's not finished. Even the real big, they think they are disciples of Prabhupada. Completely crazy. It is like that. Prabhupada is Prabhupada. Nobody else can be like him. So, how adept we are. I am talking for myself. Don't take the cartons. Put down the cartons. I am talking for myself. I don't know how you say, I was just saying. Indebted we are. And the thing is that our medicine is to understand how much indebted we will be also. If we take that medicine to consider what Prabhupada has given, what we are taking, and what we have not taken yet, but we will take in the future. That is our medicine. There's no other medicine. If there is any other medicine, don't take it. I'll never be serious.
Thank you very much, Pujya Shoti Maharaj, for your very empowered and inspirational glorification of Srila Prabhupada. Next, I would like to request the senior twin of Shoti Maharaj, that is Shashikala Didi, to please come forward and offer your Shraddha Pushpanjali at the lotus feet of Srila Prabhupada.
Umagyanakimirandasya Gyananjaya Salakaya Chakshuanminitam Gyana Tasmai Shri Gurave Namo Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swami Kinamine Namaste Sarasvati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashakya Deshatarane Namo Vishnupadaya Radhikaya Priyatmane Shishimad Bhakti Vedanta Narayani Kinamine Vamsakal Pataru Vyatra Kripa Sindhu Vacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavibhyo Namo Namaha Trinadapi Sunichena Taroreva Saishnuna Hamanina Manadina Kirtanaya Sadari Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhaktavrindam Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ramo Hare Ramo 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 Hare Hare. So first of all, I offer my most humble grateful obeisances of the lotus feet of my Sri Harinam Gurudev, Nitya Lila Prabhupada, Shri Srimad Bhakti Vedanta Swami Maharaj, our most beloved Prabhupada, is sent to our Diksha Bhajan Gurudev, Nitya Lila Prabhupada, Shri Srimad Bhakti Vedanta Narayana Swami Maharaj. To all the Rupanuga Guru Varga, Acharya, Vaishnavi, who are always inspiring us in our life. To all the sannyasi present, Brahmachari, Mataji, my god sisters, everyone who is sitting here, I offer you my most humble obeisances. Jai Shri Radha Gopinath Ki Jai. Sachinandan Gaurani Krishna. See, because I have nothing but Bible to say. Thakur she said it. This is our condition. What can we say about the person who has given us everything on earth? You know, when there is no words, what you do? You remain silent. Because there is nothing to match. Who am I? A worm stool? But how Srila Prabhupada came and put his hand, Transcendental Lotus hand in its wet stool to save us. He didn't hesitate. There was this compassion. Srila Sakshidev Goswami Maharaj told you Prabhupada is not ordinary, he is a Shakti Vaishnava of Nitai. Because it is true. we were more followed than Nitai. Jagai and Madai, but Nitai came to save us. This is one point to reflect very deeply. I speak for myself because very easily we become proud of a little something we do and there we are, But if we were reflecting on the transcendental personality of our acharyas, how they are the most brilliant, like Srila Bhaman Maharaj, that bilocation, his power he had, even all the acharyas, were we are nowhere. We are just beggars. Krishnaditi Paru, please, I am nothing, I'm just a beggar, I run after you. So today, it's a day when we can remember our Divine Grace Srila Bhaktivedanta Narayan Swami Maharaj even deeper, because he is the one who actually clarified and made us understand who was our Srila Prabhupada. He was telling, do you remember what song your Prabhupada loved the most? Goranga Bonite Abe Pulaka Sharira and Radha Krishna Pranamura Yugala Kishora Jivane Manane Gati Na How Gurudev opened this understanding of how deep our Prabhupada was. He didn't just come to save hippies and make them happy. No, he came to give the topmost treasure to the most fallen. And in such a way that truly this Trinada Pisunichena Karori Vasaishna Manina Manadena Kirtanaya Sadahari, that Prabhupada is embodying this. Because he had to be so humble to come to people like us. He had to become so tolerant that when he first opened his Majlis, he was cooking, yes, he was cooking for everybody. But who was washing the dirty plates? When everyone left, it was Prabhupada. Who was queuing in line to go to the bathroom? It was Srila Prabhupada. He started with nothing, just the desire to serve his most worshipable master. So our Gurudev explained to us, what did he mean? What does it mean, all these things? Do you think he told you to sing even Jayara, Madhava, Kunja Bihari? Gurudev told very frankly, he said, Saka cannot say this. They cannot sing this, only the Manjaris. They know what it is. They know how to glorify Radha Madhava in Kunj. Only the Manjari can do that, nobody else. Should be very clear, even so many misconceptions of coming up, we're coming up, diminishing, coming up again, anyway, whatever it is. But we are fixed at the lotus feet of our Sri Guru who gave us that topmost Guru Vani. Gurudev told us there was no highest glorification of the one I could offer to his lotus feet in a humble way. To establish him as a pure transcendental Rupanuga Acharya. What does it mean, Rupanuga Acharya? How Gurudev put him in Samadhi? As by himself. On that very day, he sent Tamakrisha. He said, you go and get Narayan Maharaj. As soon as he came in the room, he said, now everything will be okay. Papa left at 7:21 in the evening in Krishna Balaram temple. And he had asked Gurudev, taking his hand, he said, please help my disciple.
And I want you to make night samadhi with your own hands. What means samadhi? He wrote the mantras, the gopi mantra on his body with the kumkum, on Prabhupada's body. So whoever wants to say whatever they want. But we are very established, our Srila Prabhupada is living eternally in Rupa, in Radha Damodar, by the side of Rupa Goswami, who is there. Rupa Goswami himself kicked him out from his body and put him one day. He said, it's time to go. Why are you still here in Vrindavan? Prabhupada said it. Such intimate relationship he had with our Param Gurudev Nityanila Praveshnam Shushima Bhakti Pragyan Kisham Goswami Maharaj and his own Gurudev that he saw only maybe 5 times. We are lucky, you are lucky, you have your Gurudev with you for many years more. For my part, I never had darshan of my Prabhupada. Physical darshan, I will say. But that was his power. That even though I never met him face to face, I never got his glance, I never could put a flower at his feet. From the moment I got his book and faith in him, Little Krishna book number 2. There was the power of Srila Prabhupada, Nityananda Shaktya most compassionate for all of us, for all the world, from many continents, crossing all the oceans and climbing all the mountains, everywhere on Taptika, they all sing chanting Harinam. And the last thing I will say, that our Srila Prabhupada was so clever in worshipping and making his own master known all over the world. That he accepted this name Prabhupada. Yeah, Prabhupada. So when thousands of people are saying today all over the world, thousands and thousands of devotees are singing Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Prabhupada. And because he was completely selfless and completely surrendered, he never took credit for that name. He wanted his master to be glorified, to extend in all the continents of the world. So that was the glory. I'm just a baby, so you please forgive me. There is so much lacking. My senior godbrother, Ki Jai, God sister, Ki Jai, Go Premanande, Hari Bol.
Thank you so much, Shashikala Devi, for sharing your remembrances and inspiration. Next, I would like to call on Pujapat Radhakanta Prabhu to come forward and offer your Shraddha Pushpanjali for the Lotus Feet of Srila Prabhupada.
First of all, I offer my Dandavat pranams to my initiating Gurudev Nityanila Vishnu Vishnupad Srimad Bhaktivedanta Narayan Goswami Maharaj, praying for his causeless mercy. And also to my Shiksha Guru, Nityanila Pravishno Vishnupad Sriman Gaur Govinda Swami Maharaj. And to my two Param Gurudevs, Nityanila Pravishno Vishnupad Sriman Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj, Srila Prabhupada, and Nityanila Pravishno Vishnupad Srila Bhakti Pragyan Kesava Swami Maharaj, our Rupani Guru Varga, all Vaishnavas, Vaishnavis, Matajis, Grihastas, Brahmacharis, headed by Jnana Sannyasigan, and my Guru Jan, especially those disciples of A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj. I offer my Dandavat pranams to you, begging for all of your causes mercy. So, I'm a hybrid. You know the hybrid car is part gas and part electric. Sometimes you can run out of gas and you can run out of electric. So for the first 25 years of my Krishna conscious endeavor in this life, I served ISKCON. But I came in 1978, 3 months after Prabhupada left. But I had been associated with the devotees for about 5 years before that, but due to my adhikar, or due to Krishna's arrangement, because so many other sadhus came in my life that I would have not had the opportunity to associate with if I had come and became a disciple of Prabhupada, most likely. So, hybrid, right? Gas, the first 25 years gas, and the next 27 years electric. I've been electrified by the Gaudiya Math, Srila Bhaktivedanta Narayana Swami Maharaj, and all of the wonderful Vaishnavas in his Sangha. But serving in ISKCON and serving under the guidance of Srila Gurudev, I learned so much about Prabhupada, so I feel like I have an intimate connection. I love Prabhupada. I served Prabhupada for many years. How? Mostly his devotees, distributing books, doing Sankirtan, with all kinds of things. There was always a book there also. And because of that seva, I love Prabhupada. And today I want to say a few words in his glorification. A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj ki. He's Jagat Guru, no doubt. That means he's Guru of everyone, every rasa, every jiva, every institution. They say that Srila Prabhupada built a house in which the whole world can live. Right? I don't know if Prabhupada came up with this or...
He's an astrologer who said that.
Astrologer. Okay. So he has a very big house. International Society for Krishna Consciousness. A very big house all over the world. How strong they're preaching. Even after the departure of Prabhupada, our Gurudev, Srila Bhaktivedanta Narayana Maharaj used to glorify the disciples of Prabhupada and the followers of ISKCON, how they're carrying on his movement in his departure after so many years. Maybe we cannot say the same. When the Acharya leaves, Gurudev leaves, sometimes the enthusiasm goes down, but his institution is very strong. So he did build a house the whole world could live in. But there are some locks on the doors. Not everybody can enter. Right? It depends who you are. Sometimes you're stopped at the entrance. So I think if they have a good chokidar, good doorkeeper, and they have the intelligence to discern between who is going to be non-threatening, a good Vaishnava to come in to associate with the ISKCON devotees, that would be very good. So there's so much misunderstanding. Gaudiya Math doesn't always appreciate Srila Prabhupada. It's a fact. We go to many, outside of our Sangha, many Gaudiya Maths, not only don't they appreciate Prabhupada, but they're envious of Prabhupada. They dislike Prabhupada. So they lack in understanding his glories. And ISKCON also, from their side, they lack in understanding what are the great qualities of superlative Vaishnavas outside their institution. So if they could both change their perspective a little bit, how wonderful would it be? Maybe in the future, when the young generation comes up, this will be possible. But when you have a lock on a chest or a house, that means there's something very valuable in there. Otherwise, why do you lock it? So within Prabhupada's institution, even to this day, there's so much value there, so much art. They're very expert at book publishing. Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur told Prabhupada, if you ever get money, bring books. And preach in the Western countries. So Srila Prabhupada, he was a grihastha, he was a businessman. He didn't get training for 30, 40 years as a brahmachari in the Gaudiya Math. No. But his Krishna consciousness was so elevated, so sublime. In fact, if you read the transcendental paths of Srila Prabhupada in his purports of Srimad Bhagavatam, Chaitanya Charitamrita, Bhagavad Gita, then you understand really something more about who Prabhupada is. So I'd like to encourage everybody to do as I do. Every day I read Prabhupada's books. And especially because where is the excellent translation of Srimad Bhagavatam? Did you find it in English? And so many other languages around the world? Or Chaitanya Charitamrita? Very difficult to find. So we should take advantage of these very important granthas, read them, become educated, and then spread the mission of Prabhupada by teaching the Siddhanta that is there in the books. When I preach, I always preach from Prabhupada's books, plus Gurudev's books, you know. I'm non-sectarian. I preach from both. But really, book distribution is the life and soul of Srila Prabhupada. So for especially new people, if we distribute his books, it's very, very helpful. How many devotees received Bhagavad Gita as it is and they became a devotee even without much association? Many, many devotees. So to serve Srila Prabhupada at this point, for me, means that we appreciate what is most important in his contribution are his books, and continue to read them and distribute them. Why not? I mean, he took me right alongside of Srila Gurudev's books. We have very few introductory books. You have Srimad Bhagavatam, Chaitanya Charitamrita? No, not yet. So we can glorify Prabhupada by doing that seva, and by Gurudev's mercy, we can also understand something of the depths of his bhavs, his moods. Because the mountain is easy to see, how many temples he has, how many followers, how grand his mission was. But the depth of his realization, if anyone says, as the argument that he's a Saka, I don't believe it either. This is coming up. Srila Gaur Govinda Maharaj said, no, Gopi. Srila Gurudev said, Manjari. So like Srila Sukadeva Goswami in Srimad Bhagavatam, he can give the explanation of all Bhakti Ras. Because one who's fixed in Madhurya Ras, he can explain Dasya Ras, Sakya Ras, Vatsalya Ras, and Madhurya Ras very clearly, because they're all included in Madhurya Ras. So Srila Prabhupada, I believe, is Param Mahabhagavat, and because in Nectar of Devotion, Srimad Bhagavatam, Chaitanya Charitamrita, he's explaining all rasas. And anyone who has a desire for Madhurya Ras, he can also get so much from Srila Prabhupada's books and his disciples, especially those disciples who have caught hold of the lotus feet of Bhakti Rakshak, Sridhar Maharaj, our Gurudev, and other Rasic Vaishnavas. So praying for Prabhupada's causeless mercy on all of us today, that he showered his affection and Ashirvad, his blessings, so that we can understand more clearly who he is and render some full service to him. Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj, Srila Prabhupada ki. Srila Bhaktivedanta Narayan Goswami Maharaj ki. Srila Gurudev Parampara ki. Less than 10 minutes?
No, more. It's 11.
11 minutes?
Yes.
Oh, I'm seeing time. Thank you. I'm happy to be here with all of you.
Thank you, Dr. Kantaprabhu, for sharing inspiration, especially for reading and studying Srila Prabhupada's books, and also for sharing them with others. I really like that idea that his books should also be here on the table next to Gurudev's books. That would be wonderful. Next, I would like to call Pujapat Bhaktivedanta Vishnudev Maharaj to come forward and offer your Shraddha Pushpanjali, the lotus feet of Srila Prabhupada.
Gurave Gaurachandaya Radhikaya Dadale Krishna Krishna Bhaktaya Bhaktaya. One of my videos of obeisance is to lotus feet of Asmade Gurupad Padma, Nityala Prakash Guru Shishul Bhaktivedanta Narayan Goswami Maharaj, and also at the lotus feet of Jagat Guru Shishimad Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj Ji, who is popularly known as Prabhupada all over the world, Srila Prabhupada, and also all the 3D Bas Sannyasis and all the Vaishnavas and Vaishnavas are gathered here to accept my humble obeisance. So today I was hearing Srila Gurudev's lecture, morning time, and Srila Gurudev was telling that I have been preaching all over the world. Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj has said you should chant 16 rounds, but some people have mistaken his message. They say that if you chant the 17th round, you are offending Prabhupada. Gurudev said, give me a break. This is not what he intended. You read his books carefully, you will see that he actually said that you should be joining the University of Haridas Thakur, Namacharya Haridas Thakur, chanting 3 lakhs, 4 lakhs or even 5 lakhs Harinam. Because Haridas Thakur was chanting 100 crore, 1 crore holy names a month. 1 crore means 100, 1 crore means 100 lakh. So every day is chanting 3 lakh and it becomes 90 lakhs. Sometimes to cover that extra 10 lakh, he was doing 4 lakhs, sometimes 5 lakhs. Gurudev has written in his lecture like this. So while we are going to Oxford, Cambridge, Carnegie Mellon for getting degrees from atheistic professors, when we can join the University of Srila Prabhupada, and Srila Gurudev said, we will never leave his form. Krishna Bhakti Sabhavita Mati Kriyatam Yadikuto Pilapyate Tatra Laulam Api Mullam Ekalam Janma Koti Sukruterapi Nalapyate. You want to purchase Bhakti? It's not available in any superstore, Walmart or anywhere. You will find it only at the lotus feet of pure devotees. Sri Guru Charana Padma Kevala Bhakti Satma Vandu Muni Savadhana. So Srila Gurudev was the whole soil distributor of what? Bhaktivedanta Prabhupada. So therefore, was Prabhupada alone on Jaladuta? What was his matchless gift? Oh, he was not alone. He was carrying with him 100 crore Shuddha Naam. He had chanted in the courtyard of Radha Damodar. And that's why he had darshan of Rupa and Sanatana. He said, your bhajan is mature, you are fully siddha, and you can go and deliver all the living entities in the world. So that's why with tears in his eyes, he was chanting every day 3 lakh holy name in the courtyard of Radha Damodar for so many years. All that Shuddha Naam had such an effect. As soon as he sat in the Tompkins Square Park, chanting Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Sivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Then what happened? So many hippies came, some were searching for LSD, but they got lost. Peddlers stole their money and they came to the lotus feet of Srila Prabhupada. It was blessing in disguise that peddlers stole the money of the Radharani. Right? Because she got the real high stay high forever. So that's why this is the moment called, some people call it Hare Krishna movement, and some call it ISKCON, some call it Gaudiya, but the more popular name is Hare Krishna, Hare Ram movement. And that's what we should be doing. So actually I met Sri Aniruddha Prabhuji, and that is I think also blessing of Srila Prabhupada and Srila Gurudev, because he told me, I am 100 years old. I get up at 1 o'clock in the night till 8 o'clock without moving my seat. I chant Harinam, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. He said, I am the strength of a 20-year-old boy. My eyes are like a 5-year-old child, and my teeth are coming for the 3rd time. This is because when I chant Harinam, the Amrit, the nectar of immortality is dropping on my tongue. That's why this is the Nama Chintamani. Sanatana Goswami, he told the Brahmin from Kashi, give up that touchstone which I have discarded in garbage can, and I will give you the Nama Chintamani Krishna Chaitanya Rasa Vigraha Purna Suddho Nitya Mukta Vinnatva Nama Namino. There is no difference between the holy name and Krishna himself. So therefore, half of the life is gone. You don't know when we will breathe our last. Just look around every day, how many people you see. Always is good to see the people who are about to leave the world, and you see their condition, and know that I saw Srila Bhaktivedanta Avadhut Maharaj, great devotee, but his final condition I saw. I did kirtan there and I had deep realization that I will also be in this seat one day, and birth, disease, old age and death. So therefore don't waste a single moment. Kali Yuga has invented 3 things: the mobile phone, the television and the newspaper. That's wasting our time. And the Kali Yuga has entered the institutions, litigations, lawsuits, fighting. You have given your mother, you gave your father, you gave your bank balance, you gave your career, you gave your beautiful wife, and now you are litigating against your own god brothers because you are not chanting one lakh holy name. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. As long as we don't take chanting to 64 Rams, we'll always keep on fighting till end.
I don't need to say anything. I think he said it very well. Next, I would like to call on Pujyapad Bhaktivedanta Ashram Maharaj. Please come forward and offer your Shraddha Pushpanjali, the lotus feet of Srila Prabhupada. We don't have much time left, so I apologize in advance to all the rest of you. We actually have 9 sannyasis present and so many other senior Vaishnavas. So please forgive me. 10 minutes is too long. But it's definitely not long enough because the glories of Srila Prabhupada are unlimited.
For you, what do you think? All right, we're going to do this. All right. There will be an evening program also.
Om Jnana Timirandasya Jnanandana Shalakaya Chakshunmalitam Jena Tasmai Shri Namaha Vanchakapatarubhishta Kripasameva Chapatitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadha Shri Vasari Go Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jagadguru Savior of the whole universe Srila Prabhupada Ki. So we're so fortunate by mercy of our Guru Angaranga that today we remember the glories of Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. But actually, every day, every minute, every second, the whole universe, knowingly or unknowingly, are immersed in the glories of Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada, he's that most very, very dear maidservant of Srimati Radhika, who, understanding the heart of Srimati Radhika, immersed in the compassion, the Audarya of Srimati Radhika, comes in the pastimes of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu as Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. And because Srimati Radhika is supremely sweet, she's most supremely powerful. So those maidservants of Srimati Radhika who have become tadatmik with her, that though they're younger than the Sakis, they're junior, they're disciples of the Sakis, but they have something which no one else has. So when they glorify Radha and Krishna, then their glorification is the most sweet and is the most powerful, and it's unstoppable. And this is the glory of Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. They're coming as that messenger Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and coming to fulfill Sri Chaitanya Manobhistam, Stapitam Jena Bhutale Swayam Prabhupada Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantakam. That Prabhupada, understanding the heart of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, that what he has come to give, Tirada Datam Nijagupta Pitam, Swaprema Namamrita Ati Udara, Apamara Yogitatara Gura, Krishnota Nivyasta Mahaprabhade. That which has not been given before, the glories, the beauty of the love of Srimati Radhika, giving through Nam Amrita, the mercy of holy name. How he's giving Ati Udara, that he's so merciful, so magnanimous, so magnificent. Why? Because he's tadatmik with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and tadatmik with Srimati Radhika. So his glories are high like the Himalayas and unfathomably deep like the ocean. So we're so fortunate that even if we haven't physically met Srila Prabhupada, we come in contact with his mercy. And the whole world is coming in contact with Srila Prabhupada's mercy. Before I came here, I just stopped at ISKCON and I heard Mother Jagatarini, the wife of Gurijan, and she was saying that Prabhupada, he said he wanted 10 million. 10 million what? 10 million what? 10 million gurus. Not disciples, 10 million gurus. Understand the vision of Srila. We can't understand, we can't fathom the vision of Srila Prabhupada. And because it's his desire, it's a reality. It's just a matter of time. And that time is manifesting in front of us. And we're all part of Srila Prabhupada's ISKCON. We're all part of this society, knowingly or unknowingly. Those who are going out and they're preaching the glories of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Sri Nityananda Prabhu, their Guru Varga, how they're doing. They're extensions of the mercy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu coming through that very, very powerful branch, Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. That all are doing, coming off of the back of what Srila Prabhupada, he has come and he's given. So Srila Prabhupada came and he gave the highest thing. Unoto Dwala Rasa Swa Bhakti Sriyam. He's giving the highest thing. Just as I was in the talk previously, one of Srila Prabhupada's disciples, his direct disciples, then he was speaking about the moods of Srila Prabhupada. And he was speaking Dhirodat, Dhiroshant, Dhirolanit, and he was going into the moods of Braj. How? Because Srila Prabhupada has given all of that. He has given everything. And at the same time, Srila Prabhupada has gone and he's cut the jungles, just giving Harinam. Giving Harinam to people. Harinam, Diksha, Sannyas, even to people who he knows that they will not be able to take. How much time?
5 more minutes.
One time, Srila Prabhupada was giving sannyas to so many devotees, and he told them, he said that, I know you're not qualified. He said, just like in war, that many of the soldiers will be killed, many of the officers will be killed. So the general, he will just pull some people in. They're doing it now in Ukraine, right? They pull some people in and put them in the front line and make them like officers and say, you go, you fight. But they're going to be killed. I think they call, Japanese they call it what? Kamikaze. Kamikaze. That they're going to be killed. He told the sannyasis, this is your situation. He said, but it is a glorious death. So how powerful is Srila Prabhupada? That he can take people who have no qualification, but he can give them the highest thing. Because definitely Srila Prabhupada, whoever comes in contact with him, whoever gets his mercy, then that person has taken the nectar of immortality. That person definitely will get Krishna praying in this life or in the very near future. And this mercy is given to the whole universe. That this is the desire of Krishna, more desire of Srimati Radharani, the desire of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And we're so fortunate that somehow we've come in contact with Srila Prabhupada, who's a manifest, the term is Sri Krishna Kripa Sri Murti. That when Krishna's mercy takes the form, then in this universe, it takes the form of Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki! Glad to call
Thank you, Bhajavad Ashram Maharaj. As he was speaking about this kamikaze, I was remembering the words of Srila Bhakti Rakshak Sri Ram Maharaj. He was speaking about the mood of the maidservants of Srimati Radhika, that they are ready and able to do any seva at any time. And he referred to them as the Kama group. They are like the kamikazes who will do anything for her service. So when you were saying that Srila Prabhupada was taking these persons and using them like that, I was thinking, he's just engaging them, he's training them for that seva, ultimate seva. He called them the suicide squad. They're ready and willing to do any service for their master. So next I would like to call on, we have a few minutes left, Pujabad Bhaktivedanta Shanta Maharaj to come forward and glorify, offer your Shraddha Pushpanjali at the lotus feet of Srila Prabhupada.
You want to stand?
Yes, if you're easy.
Okay. One second.
Om Adhyanam Timrindasya Dhyananjaya Salakaya Sakshu Vitamyena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Srila Prabhupada ki! Srila Prabhupada ki! Srila Prabhupada ki! We don't have much time, but when Srila Prabhupada was asked by his Guru Maharaj, when Srila Prabhupada was asked by his Guru Maharaj to preach in the West, it took him some time for this, event to be fulfilled. But when he came to the West, many things were aligned. Vietnam War was going on. There was hippie crash that was going on. And there were bands we call Grateful Dead, which was the dream of the hippie era. There was, when Prabhupada came to the West, he had only 40 rupees. At that time, maybe $8. And during that time, of all places where he came to New York, they were experimenting a lot with what? A lot of drugs, LSD, marijuana, and so forth. And something that nobody tells you, Srila Prabhupada stayed with people like that. One of his disciples, after he left Butler in Pennsylvania, when he was in New York, he was finding it so difficult. So one of the new people that he encountered made him to stay with him. His name was, I don't know whether he's left about it. His name is Kalala Party, Carl Rose. You may check it. This Carl Rose was dealing with, drugs. But Prabhupada stayed in his house for 4 months. And I met Carl Rose when I was preaching in Belize. And he told me all this. And he, if you go to the Krishna book, Prabhupada's Lilamrita, part of it has been written there. So Prabhupada came with the intention of a great warrior. And so on the Jaraduta, for instance, the first poem that he wrote, one of them, Krishna Tava Punya, can you sing the first one for me? Krishna Tava Punya Veribai, Krishna Tava Punya Veribai.
E punya koribe jabe Radharani kushi hobe Dhruvayati koni tomata Krishna tava punya habe.
Oh my dear friend, Krishna, good fortune will be yours. Srimati Radharani will be pleased with you when you perform this supremely virtuous act, which I will now convey. This I declare to you with utter conviction. So, he is rather asking who? Krishna. You will be given good fortune if you do this for me. Why not say, oh, Radharani? But he is asking Krishna, you do it. Radharani will be pleased with you. So even this alone tells the mission of Srila Prabhupada. Even this verse alone will explain a lot of things who Prabhupada actually is. And Prabhupada was not just like that. He captured people like me who didn't know anything about Krishna or being heard. When I was young and in school, I've said this many times and it's true. He captured me, because I was a Catholic, devout Catholic. All this, how do you call it? The suffering of Jesus with the nails on it. I was having that, and every time somebody appears to me, and I never knew who he was. He said, you are my disciple. You will never meet me in this life, but you go to this country, you meet my devotees, go there and preach. It had happened 4 times and it never happened again. Until 1978, when I met Brahmananda and co. The first book I got was Science of Self-Realization. With Krishna, with Prabhupada, and the Black Chada. And that was the same personality who was appearing to me in my dreams. So he was not just common trying to preach to her. He had vision beyond the limit of what he was preaching. So we today are celebrating Srila Prabhupada's, disappearance. Appearance and disappearance day for a Vaishnava is the same. So we are here to glorify his what? His greatness. That greatness of Srila Prabhupada is beyond limit. I'm sure without Prabhupada, I wouldn't know any of you. You'll be strangers to me. And I'm sure many of you will equally say that without Srila Prabhupada, none of us here will be meeting. So I am asking each and every one of us, with Prabhupada's mission should be encouraged to progress. There is no difference between Prabhupada's mission and Srila Gurudev's mission. This is the mission of Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Prabhupada, whose mission is what? Srila Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mission. So every one of us, we should put all divisions aside and embrace ourselves. Yesterday in the evening, I read something about Srila Van Maharaj, who said he doesn't see any difference. He sees all devotees as belonging to the mission of his Guru Maharaj. So we should also do the same and not have any idea, oh, this is mine, this is my mission, this creates division. There are many, many souls waiting to grab this knowledge of Srila Prabhupada, to grab this knowledge of our Guru Varga. Instead of fighting among ourselves, we should go out and give this knowledge. And who will help us? Srimati Radharani will be in the mood to help us. Krishna himself is so caught up with helping everybody else. But Srimati Radharani is very precise. She will be helping all of us who want to dovetail this knowledge to mankind. Thank
you very much, Pujabad Bhaktivedanta Shanta Maharaj, for sharing your inspiration and dedication to Srila Prabhupada. So, this program is officially ending now with Aarti of Srila Prabhupada, and then we will continue again in the evening at 5 o'clock. I just wanted to share regarding what Pujabad Shanta Maharaj told with this verse, Krishna Tava Punya Have Bhai. Srila Bhakti Rakshak Sridhar Maharaj spoke about it, and he said that actually Srila Prabhupada is not telling, oh brothers, Krishna will be pleased with you. He is saying to Krishna, oh brother, Krishna, if you want that Radharani will be pleased with you, then you will certainly help me with my endeavor. Who can speak to Krishna like this? Radha pada bina kabu Krishna nahi mile, Radhara dasira Krishna sarva dede bole. Krishna himself, Bhaktivinoda Thakur says, becomes the property of the maidservants of Srimati Radhika, and they have the power to grant him or not grant him connection to Srimati Radhika. So he becomes desperate and begs in their lotus feet for their mercy that he can meet with her. So Prabhupada is telling Krishna, if you want her mercy, you will certainly help me with my endeavor. And you see how desperate Krishna was to help him with his endeavor, that within a very short time, like a massive explosion of Harinam, Srila Prabhupada brought the name of Gauranga and the name of Hare Krishna Maha Mantra through every town and village in every corner of the whole world. Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Kaviya Tirobha Maha Mahotsava ki jai. So please forgive me if you wanted to speak and you did not receive the opportunity at this time. This evening, after 5 o'clock, we will start the bhajans. I will make sure they will be quick, and then we will give everyone who wants to say something the opportunity to speak something. And if not today, then tomorrow. And if not tomorrow, then the next day and forever, because his glories are unlimited and he must be glorified unlimitedly forever. So Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Maharaj Padmanabha Maharaj. Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Prabhupada,
केवल भक्ति सन्मान श्री गुरु चरण केवल श्री गुरु चरण पद्मा केवल भक्ति सदा
চরণ ও এ বেদাস ভূষু ত্রিভুবন এ বেদাস ভূষু ত্রিভুবন ও প্রভুপাদ পতিত পাবন প্রভুপাদ পতিত পাবন প্রভুপাদ পতিত পাবন আর প্রভুপাদ পতিত পাবন শ্রীল গুরুদেব পতিত পাবন আর গুরুদেব পতিত পাবন গুরুদেব মোদের জীবন হে গুরুদেব মোদের জীবন প্রভু দয়া দেহ মোরে পদ চায় প্রভু দয়া দেহ মোরে পদ ছায়া প্রভু দয়া দেহ মোরে পদ ছায়া প্রভু দয়া দেহ মোরে পদ ছায়া প্রভু পাদ জয় প্রভু পাদ প্রভু প্রভু পাদ জয় প্রভু পাদ জয় প্রভু পাদ প্রভু পাদ জয় প্রভু পাদ জয় প্রভু পাদ জয় প্রভু পাদ প্রভু পাদ জয় প্রভু পাদ জয় প্রভু পাদ জয় প্রভু পাদ প্রভু পাদ জয় প্রভু পাদ জয় গুরুদেব জয় গুরুদেব গুরুদেব জয় গুরুদেব জয় গুরুদেব জয় গুরুদেব গুরুদেব জয় গুরুদেব গুরুদেব জয় গুরুদেব জয় গুরুদেব গুরুদেব জয় হরে কৃষ্ণ 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 হরে 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 কৃষ্ণ 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 হরে 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 রাম 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 হরে 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 রাম 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 হরে 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 কৃষ্ণ 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 হরে 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 কৃষ্ণ 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 হরে 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 রাম রাম হরে 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 রাম 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 হরে হরে কৃষ্ণ 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 হরে হরে কৃষ্ণ হরে কৃষ্ণ 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 হরে হরে বলে হরে রাম 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 হরে 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 রাম রাম রাম